This is the Sea Striker bike mount fishing rod holder. It retails for $50 on Amazon.com, which is a lot of money for a bike mounted fishing rod holder, but it does however come with the rear rack so you can put your tackle boxes on your bike. Is this rod holder really worth $50? Let's find out. Just by seeing the box, my expectations are already low. That huge gap is not a good sign. So, contained in the box will be 2 bungee cords, either side of the rod holder, the main rack, instructions, 2 Allen wrenches, and a double-sided crescent wrench. You'll also get the 2 legs, which are separated into 2 pieces each. You'll also get 6 screws, which go on the main part of the rack, and 2 skinnier, longer screws, which attach the rod holders. You also actually get 11 watchers, which is 5 extra. And you also get a smaller elastic and a reflector. Finally, you'll get 5 pieces of rubber, which are used to protect your frame from the clamps. 2 are bigger for the seat post, and you get 3 smaller ones for the seat stay clamps, leaving you with 1 extra. You also get 2 metal side skirts, which can be used to hold extra luggage to the side of the rack. Now I'm gonna be honest. The box says easy assembly, but this definitely takes a little extra brain power to get together. I mean, they just give you 1 piece of paper with the instructions. The pictures look like they're taken with a toaster, and at least the grammar is correct, but it doesn't really help you all that much. So back to the assembly. You're going to start out by securing the main part of the rack to the seat post via a clamp, and it comes with 2 rubber pieces, which you place inside. You then secure one of the legs by putting a screw, then a washer, and then a nut at the back side. After that, you'll put on the clamp piece of the leg, which also has a rubber piece that you can put inside. The height of the legs can be adjusted via a set screw. After you've put on both legs, you can put on the side rack. Finally, you'll put on the rod holders at the back, which do take a lot of force. Then you secure them with a screw that goes through the top and includes 2 washers and a nut at the bottom. So the assembly with the given instructions was kind of confusing, but it wasn't too bad. During the assembly, I noticed a couple things. Firstly, this rack has really bad welds, which I don't think will affect it at all, but that's just something to be noted. Secondly, the reflector is mounted really weird. It's on this rail, which doesn't really have it very secure. Third, as you'll see in this clip, the rod holder part is fit pretty loose, which isn't really a problem, and it's not going to come off. It's just they could have done it better. Now, the final thing that I noticed was that the rod holders are super high on the bike, unlike the traditional rod holders, which are usually mounted down by the axle. Another problem with having these rod holders so high up is that they can actually limit the amount of luggage you can carry on the rack. Now, I actually came up with a solution which is surprisingly easy to do, and I'll show you how to do it. Even though I'm only going to do it on one side, the concept is that instead of having the rod holders facing up so high in the air, you can flip them and have them further down by the axle. I think this actually makes the rack a lot better. If you've already assembled the rack, you're going to want to take off both of the rod holders. You'll then want to remove the PVC rod holder section from the metal piece. You'll then install the metal piece upside down and then the PVC rod holder onto the metal piece. When reinstalling the PVC pipe, you'll want to make sure that the longer screw is at the bottom, which keeps the rods from falling out. Now we can see what it looks like on the bike. I have this installed on my Cannondale F300, which is a medium 26-inch tire bike. One thing you'll need to note is the open bottom of the PVC pipe. If you're trying to put your rod into 2 pieces in here, you might want to rubber band the smaller part so it doesn't fall through the bottom. Here's what the setup looks like with a 10-foot rod, an 8-foot rod, and a 5.5-foot rod. One thing you'll notice is how far up the reels are from the actual holder. This is especially apparent with bigger ocean rods with long handles. For reference, the worst of the 3 was my 8-foot tall Ugly Stick Big Water. Here you can see what the rack looks like with tackle boxes on it. In the stock form, you can see that it only fits 1 box without stacking the boxes. It is also possible to mount stuff to the side of the rack by using the handle, as you can see here. Now this is what it looks like when the rod holders are inverted. As you can see, they are mounted much lower. Not only does this lower the height of the rods, but it also allows enough space for 2 tackle boxes or a tackle box and a small cooler. You can also still mount something to the side of the rack, although a bag might be obstructed by the rod holder. Now, would I recommend this product? Although it's not perfect, I do think that this would be a good option if you like to carry a lot of stuff when you go fishing. Having a way to carry your tackle boxes on your bike is very useful, especially when you carry multiple boxes and you can't fit them in a backpack. Having that feature is what really separates it from the rest of the rod holders on the market. I really don't think you can go wrong if you purchase this rod holder. And although I haven't used it, I think this is a great option if you like to bike and fish.